Hello and welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm so glad you've joined us. Today is day 3 of our 30-day around the body journey together. We're going to focus on poses for our back. Now, healthy back muscles help the body maintain proper upright posture and movement that can help avoid or reduce back pain. This class was originally created over 2 years ago, and we have a different video set. Let's experience our chair yoga practice as a community together. Hello and welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm so glad you joined us today. Check out the sections on the Bottoms Down YouTube channel homepage, which make it easier to find classes by length or by purpose or by body area. And if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. Don't forget it's free, and we'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment. I've been getting a few more comments lately, and I really love hearing from you guys. I respond to all of them and incorporate all your suggestions as best that I can, so keep them coming. In today's practice, we'll explore poses for back pain. Yoga poses can help increase the strength and in the specific muscles and muscle groups, which can help you reduce back pain and maintain a healthy spine. So you will need your chair today and a yoga block. Now, if you don't have a yoga block, you can substitute a big book, or you can just do the class without it. All right, so we're going to sit up nice and tall in our chair. I like to move forward just a little bit so that I'm not leaning back, okay? So let's think about lengthening up through that spine. Have your hands lightly on the thighs. Flip those palms up. Go ahead and close your eyes and just breathe. Just taking a few moments here to connect to our breath. And let's go ahead and deepen that breath. So inhaling a little more deeply, exhaling a little more completely. And as you do that, see if you can inhale and exhale through the nose. And then also see if you can make your exhalation even longer than your inhalation. Just try that for a few more breaths. Bring your hands to your heart and set your intentions for today's practice. One more breath here. Let's go ahead and bring our hands down to our thighs and open our eyes. We're going to take our shoulders and we're going to roll them up towards our ears, and then we're going to bring them back and squeeze our shoulder blades back behind us, and then we're going to let those shoulders fall down, and then we're going to bring them forward. And let's do that again. Up we go, and squeeze, and down. And let's reverse those shoulder rolls. So we're going to squeeze behind first. Then we're going to bring them up into our ears. And then forward. And down. And let's do that again. Very methodical, right? Really consciously thinking about what you're doing. Shoulder rolls. And down. Very, very good. So we're going to let our right ear fall towards our shoulder. So just let that head fall over. A little stretch for the neck here. Now let's drop our chin towards our chest. And then we're going to let that left ear fall to the left shoulder. That should feel good. And drop that chin towards chest again. So I'm just looking down at my lap. Go ahead and look forward. Now this time we're going to do the same thing again, and if you want, we're going to clasp our hands behind our back. Now, if that doesn't feel good to you, then you can just stay right here. But if it feels good, we're going to clasp our hands behind our back, kind of squeeze our shoulder blades behind us, and then do that same series. And it's just a little different stretch for the neck. So I'm letting that right ear fall to the right shoulder. Do you feel the difference? I do. All right, let's let that chin fall towards the chest. So I'm looking down at my lap. Don't lose the squeeze though. Squeeze those shoulder blades if you're doing that. Okay, let's do the other side. Oh my goodness. That's such a different feeling for me. Okay, let's do one more time looking down. Unclasp your hands and then release that head. Let's do another set of shoulder rolls. What do you think? I like it. And let's reverse it. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to do a cat and a cow series. So to start with, for our cow pose, we're going to start with our hands at heart, lifting up through the spine. So nice and long spine. Remember, crown of the head to the ceiling. And then let's just open the throat. So it's not a big motion, right? It's not a big movement, but just a little bit of a movement through that spine. All right, now we're going to move into that cat pose. So we're going to pull our chin down towards our chest. Place your hands on your thighs. If you take those elbows wide, you might feel a little more stretch in the upper back, right? And that's the idea here, is a nice rounded spine. Okay, now we're going to lift the heart, and for this next cow pose, we're going to go ahead and take our thumbs and just let them move to the back wall. So you see how I'm kind of opening up through the chest? So it's a little more than here. Here I'm just opening through the throat, and here this is getting a little bit more opening through the chest. If that doesn't feel good to you, you're going to stay right here. All right, let's go ahead and round down into cat. Breathing here, just a couple more breaths, feeling that stretch. Now we're going to add the breath, okay? So we're going to inhale as we come into that cow pose, thumbs to the back wall, and exhale as we round down into cat pose. Inhale into cow. See if you can use that diaphragmatic breath. Exhale into cat. Can we do that one more time? Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. And release. All right, excellent. So we're going to move into extended mountain. So our hands are going to come straight up to the ceiling. Shoulders are going to stay down. Belly is going to be tight. We're going to place our palms together over our head. Interlace your fingers, all right? Pointer finger is going to be up towards the ceiling. Now, we're just going to lean our mountain. And then we're going to turn and we're going to look up at the ceiling. Take the twist out. We're going to come all the way back up to the ceiling and we're going to go to the other side. Lean your mountain the other way. Turn and look up at the ceiling. Maintain that tight abdominal muscles, right? So we maintain that belly button to spine. Take the twist out. Take those fingers back up to the ceiling and release. Okay. How does that feel, right? You can always roll those shoulders again if you want to. That's fine. Okay, we're going to move into a crescent lunge. So we're going to take our right knee and we're going to open it wide. Now we're going to let this left knee fall straight down towards the floor. Okay? So I'm on the chair. I'm holding onto that chair. That's fine. This knee is falling straight down to the floor. I'm looking out, and here's a beautiful crescent lunge. Now, if you want a little bit more, what you can do is push this foot back behind you just a little bit. Okay? So you might feel a little more stretch here in this hip flexor and your quadricep muscle. You would be surprised at how tight muscles through the quads, through the hip flexors, and through the hamstrings can pull into the back. right? So it's important that we stretch all of these muscles. So you'll see not only are we going to be doing, a lot of back work today, but we'll also be doing some hips, hamstrings, and hip flexors as well. Let's release that and do that again. I talked a long time, didn't I? Sorry. We held that one for quite a while. It's okay. One more breath. All right, let's release that and face forward. Excuse me. That same leg that we were just working, we're going to extend it out in front of us, and our toes are up to the ceiling, okay? Let's go ahead and place our hands on our thighs. The first thing we're going to do is extend through the spine. Again, crown of the head to the ceiling. I'm not looking up. That's pretty important. You'll hear me talk about that a bit today. So let's extend through the spine, pull the belly in, let that heart fall forward. So we keep our back flat in our pyramid pose, and that is giving us a nice hamstring stretch. Do you feel that? All right, we're going to tuck our chin and kind of roll it up. Okay, so that's a nice protection for the back. So if any time you want to tuck and roll back up, that gives that back, it just protects, right? It doesn't quite as much pressure on that. So let's do that one more time, just like that, and then we're going to add a little dynamic movement. So let's extend through the spine first. Let that heart fall forward, keeping the back flat. There's our pyramid pose, hamstring stretch. The other thing that's pretty important in this pyramid pose is that we keep our legs straight. You can have a micro bend to that knee, but the more you bend the knee, the less you're working stretching the entire series of muscles back behind that leg. And we really want to lengthen all of them. So let's keep that leg as straight as we can. Okay, you want to tuck the chin and roll up? I like that version too. Let's add a little bit of dynamic movement. So we're going to extend our hands up to the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, extend out, try to touch the wall in front of you, and then bring your hands down to your ankle or whatever works, right? It doesn't have to be your ankle. It can be your shin. It can be your knee. Doesn't matter. Keep your back flat. Keep that leg straight. Let's roll it up, right? Take those hands up to the ceiling. Let's inhale here. Exhale out. Try to touch the wall in front of you first, and then down we go. Hold it and breathe for 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Roll it up. Last time on this side. Extend. And exhale as you lengthen out and bring that hand down to your leg. Wherever it works for you is fine. 1 more breath. Let's roll it up. We're going to bend that knee and put that foot on the floor. Okay, how'd that feel? Are we ready to do the other side? Let's do it. Here we go. We're going to take that left knee and open it nice and wide, and then that other knee is going to fall down towards the floor, okay? And again, this could be your crescent lunge, and it's fine. Looking forward, hands resting on that thigh, hands can rest on the chair. If you think you have a little bit more, you're going to push this foot back just a little bit. I am still up on those toes, okay? I am still facing forward over that bent knee. My spine is long. Let's release it, and let's do that one more time. Here we go. Ha! Your abdominals stay nice and tight through this, right? Belly button to spine. 1 more breath and release. Beautiful. Okay, are we ready for pyramid pose? Extend that leg out in front of you. Lengthen through the spine. Let the heart fall forward. Remember, hold on to those thighs. That's fine, right? Keep the back flat. Keep the legs straight. I know, lots to think about. It's okay. All right, let's tuck our chin and roll it up. We're going to do just like that one more time. Extend, belly tight. Let that heart fall forward, keeping the back flat. And roll it up. Are we ready for that dynamic movement? Inhale as you extend up to the ceiling. Exhale as you come out towards the wall and down to your leg. Roll it up. Extend those hands up to the ceiling as you inhale, and exhale as you come down. Use that diaphragmatic breath if that works for you. Let's do it one more time. Up we go. Inhale. Exhale out, and down we go. Come back up to seated. And let's grab a sip of water. We're going to come to standing on the right side of our chair. So in this series, this is called a bent knee forward fold series. And the idea here is that we're going to keep those knees bent pretty generously throughout the entire thing and really try to focus in on stretching into the back. Now we're going to start just using our chair. But then if you want to add on, then we'll grab our block and we'll have our hands on that block. So it's just going to give us a little additional sinking of that upper body. Only if you want, right? You can always just use your chair. Okay, so I think we want to be, a good step away from the chair so that you've got a little bit of space. And then again, the whole series is bent knee. So we want to just take the hamstrings totally out of the whole equation. So keep those knees as bent as you want to for this series. So we're going to hinge forward first, okay? Belly tight. We're just simply going to place our hands into the chair, and then we're going to let that heart continue to fall forward. So for me personally, I can actually put my forehead into the seat of the chair and it feels comfortable for me. So that's an idea. If that doesn't feel good for you, you're just going to be hanging out here. The whole idea is I want you to be feeling a nice stretch into the back, okay? So I'm going to come on down and I'm going to put my forehead on the chair. Again, knees are bent. The idea is to feel the stretch in the back. We just have one more breath here. Now, this is important. Pull your abdominals in super tight. Keep those knees bent and roll up nice and slow into a standing position and release. Okay, so checking in. How's that feel, right? Is that good for you, or can you go any deeper, right? So the idea is if we can sink a little bit deeper, let's do so. So what I'm personally going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab my block and I'm going to set it here, okay? I'm still on the right side of my chair, so if I need to grab my chair, I can. I'm going to bend my knees generously. I'm going to hinge forward, begin to roll down, and then I'm going to put my hands on the block. And I'm going to let my head fall. And there I am in a bent knee forward fold. So you're hanging out here. You're breathing. Your hands are on the block. Your hands are on the seat of the chair. Your hands might even be on the floor. It's okay. Any version is fine. Make sure those knees are bent. I want you to feel this stretch in the back. Do you feel it? With your head down, we've got an inversion happening here. The blood is running to your head, so we're going to have to be super careful when we come up to standing. All right, are we ready? Knees are bent. You're going to begin to roll up. Hold on to that chair. That's fine, right? Walk yourself back up into a standing position. Okay, go ahead and lift the head. Take a moment here and let the blood recalibrate a little bit, settle back down. Because we're going to do that one more time. Now, I'm going to show you what we're going to add on. It's called ragdoll, and as we are in our inversion, with our head down in our forward fold, we're going to reach over and grab those elbows, okay? Now, if that doesn't feel good to you and you want to keep your hands on the floor or on the chair or on the block, that's fine. Try to let the weight of the head help you in this stretch, okay? We're going to do one final one. Here we go. Hinge forward, belly tight. Hands are going to be on the chair. Hands are going to be on the block. Maybe hands are going to be on the floor. Let that head fall. Bent knee forward fold. If you feel okay, you're going to reach up and grab your elbows and let the upper body hang out here. Then ragdoll. Go ahead and nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Hang out here for just a couple more breaths. Is your head falling? Are you letting the weight of the head help you stretch into the back? One more breath. Drop the hands. Bend the knees substantially. Roll up slowly. Grab that chair. Hang onto the chair. Come all the way up to a standing position. Take just a moment. Kind of let the blood settle back in. And let's have a seat. And grab a sip of water. Let's move forward in our chair and we're going to do some windshield wiper knees. If you want to hold on to the chair, that's great. So all we're going to do is we're going to let our knees fall. I got to come just a little bit further forward. Let our knees fall to the right. And then we're going to come center and let our knees fall the other way. So let's go ahead and come up center. The key to this one is the hips stay forward, okay? So do that again. Just windshield wiper knees and center and back and center. Okay, so now the add-on for this one, we're going to let our knees fall to the right, and then I'm going to take my foot and I'm going to place it on that knee, all right? So keeping the hips forward is where you're going to get the most stretch into those hips. Does that feel okay? This one, if you are so inclined and want to do this laying down on the flat on your back and do this version, boy, does it feel good on the back. It really does. One more breath. Let's come up. Release that, and let's go to the other side. So we're going to let those knees fall to the left first. Bring your foot up, and then just let that. So kind of the weight of this leg is giving you a little more stretch here. We just have one more breath. All right, let's go ahead and come up and release. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is our extended chair pose with a block. We're going to start with the block between the knees. Now, if you don't have a block, it's fine, right? Just think about squeezing in, all right? So we're going to start with our hands at heart. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm kind of moving forward in my chair. So we're going to bring our hands to heart, all right? We're going to take a deep breath in. And on an exhale, I'm going to act like I'm getting up off the chair and I'm going to squeeze that block, all right? You might be thinking, what does this have to do with the back? You'll see here in a minute. You know me, we add on, right? Okay, let's release that. Let's do that one more time, all right? Hands at heart. We're going to squeeze that block. Act like you're getting out of the chair, but don't. One more breath and release. Okay, this time we're going to lift our hips up off of the chair. So make sure that your feet are at a position when you push down, you've got purchase and you can lift up, okay? So we're going to take a deep breath in. On an exhale, we're going to lift up, squeeze the block. Now, if it feels okay for you, you're going to pull your belly in and you're going to extend your arms long. Squeeze the block, extend the arms long, and you should feel a nice stretch into the back. One more breath here. Bring your hands back to heart. Go ahead and have a seat and release. Can we do that one more time? All right, one more time and that's it. All right, so here we go. Bring your hands to heart to start with. Squeeze that block. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, press into your chair pose. All right, inhale here. Exhale, extend your chair pose. Extending those arms, squeezing that block, looking down at the floor, no wrinkles in the neck. You should feel a good stretch into the back, lengthening through that spine. One more breath. Bring your hands back to heart. Go ahead and have a seat. Excellent. Okay, let's set our block down. Okay, we're going to do a seated twist here. So I normally we would just do this twist. I want us to try the version where we cross our leg over. So I'm going to take my left leg and I'm going to cross it over the right, okay? Then I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to place it on the outside. So whichever leg is on top, the opposite hand is the one that you want to have here. The other hand is going to come back to the chair, lengthen through the spine, pull that shoulder back, and then turn and look over that shoulder. So it's a little different with the leg crossed. I don't know if you feel it, but I do. Let's come center, and then we're going to twist the other way. So this hand is going to come on the inside of that leg. This hand is going to come back to the chair, lengthen, pull the shoulder back, and twist. Don't forget, you always want to lengthen through the spine before you move the spine in any direction. All right, and release. Let's go to the other side, okay? All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the opposite hand and place it on the outside of that leg. Other hand is going to come back to the chair. We're going to lengthen through the spine, pull the belly in, turn, and look over the back of our chair. Let's release that and do the other side. And release. Very, very good. Okay, so we're going to grab our block. If you don't have a block, it's just fine. Don't worry about it. But we're going to put our block in the number 1 position between our feet. Okay? So let's extend through the spine. Go ahead and hold on to those thighs first and let your heart fall forward. We're going to place our hands on the block. Let your head fall. So I'm looking underneath my chair. Now, if it feels okay for you, you're going to take your hands off of the block. You're going to grab your elbows and let the upper body hang out. So gravity is helping, right? Your hands are coming down towards the mat. Your head is helping with that gravity. We have one more breath. Now go ahead and place your hands back on the block. Begin to work your way back up. Place your hands on your thighs. I'm just giving you a little bit of support for that low back, and roll it all the way up. How did that feel? I love ragdoll. I just think that one feels so good. Let's set our block aside. And we're going to come into a pyramid pose. So we're going to extend that right leg out, toes are up to the ceiling, lengthen through the spine, and let that heart fall forward. I'm holding onto my thighs here. Now I'm going to roll it up. And I'm going to do that again. This time, if it feels okay, as you extend through the spine, walk your hands down your leg. See how that feels, right? If that doesn't feel good, then keep your hands on your thighs for a nice supported pyramid pose. This one is going to give you maybe a little bit more stretch if that works for your body. One more breath. You're going to walk your hands back up that leg, bend the knee, and let's go to the other side. So I'm going to extend my leg long, toes to the ceiling, lengthen through the spine. Hang on to those thighs for the first one, right? Let that heart fall forward. How does that feel? Checking in. Let's go ahead and tuck our chin and roll up. Okay, and then this version, if you like that, extend the spine long. If that one felt good, let's walk our hands down the leg. Just a little different, right? Letting that heart fall just a little bit further. Keeping the back flat and keeping the legs straight. One more breath, and we're going to roll it up. And release. All right. So we're going to move into our seated pigeon. I'm going to take my ankle and let it rest right in front of that knee. I'm going to extend my spine long, and let my heart fall forward. If you'll notice, my back is flat, right? So the flatter you keep your back, the more you're going to feel this one. All right, let's roll it up. And let's just move that, I call it fluttering the butterfly wing. It just kind of moves that joint a little bit. And let's do that one more time. Lengthen through the spine, let that heart fall forward. You feeling that glute? I am right here, yeah. All right, let's roll it up. Let's go to the other side. Lengthening through the spine, letting that heart fall forward. Oh gosh, this just feels so good to me. Taking just a moment here, just a few breaths. Okay, let's roll it up and just flutter that butterfly wing. And let's do it one more time. Extend and hinge. Go ahead and roll it up. All right. Let's put our feet on the floor. Go ahead and sit back in your chair. You can lean back now if you wish. Hands are resting lightly on the thighs. Flip those palms up to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Close your eyes and breathe. Committed and realistic. Just because someone makes a mistake does not render that person worthless. Just because a certain perspective has some flaws is not a reason to reject it out of hand. Perfection is a worthy goal, but not a very practical standard. If you dismiss everything that's not pure and perfect, you won't be left with much. Rather than holding out for what is flawless, go with whatever option has the fewest flaws. Then continue working to improve it. Embrace what works and then work with it. As you do, as you learn from experience, you'll discover ways to make it work better. Expect the best, yet be willing to tolerate and adjust for the inevitable flaws and errors that will rise along the way to achieve the best. Stay true to your purpose, to your high standards, while cutting yourself and others some slack. Be fully committed to excellence and ardently realistic about getting there. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Let your right ear fall towards your right shoulder. Reach up with the right hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that left hand down towards the floor. Release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Reach up with the hands. Give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Left ear to left shoulder. Reach up with left hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that right hand down towards the floor. Release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you next time. Remember, click that subscribe button and give me a comment.